welcome back to this week's episode. It's a bit strange, I know. I haven't spoken in the car in a while, but I'm actually on my way to go and get a branch. I'm on my way to Profit to pick up a branch that I'm gonna get for the car, and I just want to go out there and pick it up. And it would have actually been really cool if I did a before and after on the branch and seeing if the branch is actually worth it. Well, obviously you have to put the branch on if you're going to go for performance. It helps with breathing, but it would have just been really nice to see how much power it actually gives you, and also the difference in the torque curves that it will give. So that would have been interesting, but we don't have the standard manifold, so we're gonna have to get the branch straight away. Unfortunately, I can't do that test, but it would have been really cool to just see the before and after and how much a branch actually impacts power and your torque curve. It's quite pricey for its branch. I mean, it's basically the same price as the exhaust that I put in the City Gold, so it's quite expensive. We got a hold of Viper, and they charged, I think they quoted 3.2 for supplying and fitting. And then I also spoke to, I think her name is Andrea from Powerflow in Salt River. She was extremely helpful as well. They quoted 3,000 Rand for a branch, just supplying, and she said there was a different one, so like that's more for racing, and then they do have I think an intermediate one, or one for like your standard 1.4s, 1.6 velocities, whatever. But the 3,000 Rand one is more for racing, so there is a cheaper option if you aren't going for fully modified or like a racing build. And then I got a quote from Brandon for a bit cheaper than that, and that's why I decided to go with him. He also said that he can organize the Viper one for a nice price, and trying to still keep it within the budget build wherever we can. So that's why I'm going with the Viper from Profit, because obviously cost is slightly less, so that's where. So yesterday on my way to Profit, my camera, the battery on my camera actually died, so I didn't really film much of anything after what I spoke about in the car. But the good news is we still managed to pick up the branch. Let me just show you what we're working with. I'm not too sure if it's stainless steel, but it has like a coating over it. Brandon actually just told me that it's the right one for the 2E 8 valve long block, so I'll take his word for that. Also, a quick disclaimer, I'm no professional when it comes to exhausts, so if you want to do it, I highly recommend contacting a specialist like Profit, Powerflow, even Don. There's so many out there for your specific build. There is like a few scratches on it, but it is brand new. I will check out if it still works. Yeah, it still works. A Viper branch, you can see over here. You can correct me if I'm wrong, the branch is actually a header, if I'm not mistaken. It is the same thing. It should give a little bit more power and some torque as well. I know there's a 4x2x1 and a 4x1, but yeah, we went with a 4x2:1. They say that that's the one for the 8 valve. That's what we've got. So as you can see, it has like this coat on here that I was speaking about, and then there is some marks where the coat has came off. So I'm not too sure if they tried this and tested it in a car before, or it was just in the transporting from Viper to Brandon, because I know I had to order it from him and he only got it in the afternoon when I went to pick it up. So I'm not too sure, but it is a brand new Viper branch. You can see the Viper over here, and it also has a hole for the lambda, but we're not running a lambda, so we'll have to block that off. Yeah, other than that, that's what we're working with. Like I say, it is brand new, even though you see these scratches. I'm not too sure why it's like that, but yeah, that's how I purchased it, and it seems fine to me. I'm not too bothered about that because it's basically on the surface of that coating that is on there, and you're not going to really see it once it's in. Also, there's no dents that's not supposed to be in there, so we're good with that. Other than that, it's just that on the surface, so it should be fine and shouldn't cause any issues. Plan of action would be to get it in between that gap over there from the top down. Once we get it into position, we will fit the head on and then obviously bolt it up into the head. That is the plan of action. We have tried it just when I got home, me and my dad. It was a tight squeeze, but looks like it's gonna have to take a little maneuvering to get it in properly. And then we've got the Victorine's head bolts, which we'll be using. We were going to use the Victorine's head gasket, but we decided to go with the metal plated gasket instead, so we'll be using this one instead of the Victorine's one. It was much easier than I expected. My dad just got it in with wiggling it, and it took about a couple of seconds and we've got it in. So we've just got it sitting there, so it's much easier to get in. With the head it would have been a bit of a struggle, so we got it sitting there, and now we can drop the head on and then just mount it. We're currently just taking it off TDC to get the piston down, so that when you put the head on and bolt it up, it doesn't touch the valve and could cause it to damage or bend the valves. So I've got the head bolts in, just put it in hand tighten. What we're going to do now is we're going to torque it down. So it's 30 Newton meters, 60 Newton meters, and then a 90-degree turn, and after that another 90-degree turn. Also we're going to tighten it from the inside out, so it goes down, tighten down evenly. And there we go, all tightened up, all 8 bolts on there. Fits nice and snug. It's very close over here, but it is cleared. There is clearance close over there and over here, but it's cleared. And then this is where the exhaust is gonna have to be cut and just joined over there. That's why I wasn't really worried about how I cut that off, because it's gonna have to be cut and joined over here anyway. And now we're gonna take the car down and then get the intake on. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got majority of the motor assembled. There's just a few bits here and there that still needs to be touched on. I still need to get some more hardware. I thought I'd rather want to get some nice hardware where this section is in your eye, like hardware for this. And then this I've got your temporary, you can see this I want to replace with some new hardware. I still need to get plugs, the leads to fit the brake booster. Once I get the throttle body back, I can install that. And then there's just a few other things I need to put the piping on, and then obviously the radiator, battery. But other than that, it's coming along very nicely. One thing that I am bummed out about a little bit is the fact that the head isn't nice and clean, that I didn't get that powder coated or sandblasted, sorry. You can see there's a little bit marks here and there, but I'm going to try my best to get it as clean as possible and see what I can do about that. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a concern which I don't really like. But if that is the case, we might end up having to get that cover, even though I know that's hard to come by, but that could be an option to get the cover, the plastic cover that fits over here. But we have made some good progress, guys. We are so close. I can hear it idling in the back of my head. We are close, guys.
we are getting there. There's just a few more things that needs to be done around the engine bay. Small thing that need to be assembled now, so that will probably be done next week. And then I still need to save up a bit more cash for the management, but hopefully within this month we will get the management and the car should be started in this month sometime. I can't put an exact date to it, but stay tuned. I am sure that it will be started up by the end of this month. And who knows, the end of this month is January, February, March. I know Saldanha is in April, so April comes after March. The car might be done end of March or started up running end of March. So yeah, put 2 and 2 together and you'll see where I'm aiming for. But on that bombshell, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Just another sunny day in Southern California. It's where the people came